Welcome back. Gregor here once again. This will be my first book haul since I've dived into BookTube. I think my second video total. And I haven't had a chance to get out and explore books in quite a while. I live outside of the city proper currently, and I think only Barnes& and Noble is the only place I've really been. I went into one quick used store downtown here in Colorado Springs and bought just a quick Elmore Leonard book. But other than that, I haven't been able to explore. But since getting out of the hospital, I wanted to go. I went and saw a movie and then took the bus to a local store here called $2 Books here in Colorado Springs. And it was a nice setup, had a lot of books. I only read trade paperback for the most part, but this store didn't have a lot of the trade paperbacks. The idea is paperbacks are $2 and hardcovers are $4 for the most part. But there were quite a few books I was able to find. So we'll go through this. I have a weird rule. I like to buy books in threes. No idea when that started or why, but I was able to find 3 books going through. And since this is my first book haul, I will quickly go over some of my book shop rules. And these are, of course, loose rules. Not everything has to go everything, but I always like to look at the very top and bottom shelf as much as possible, only because I feel like you lose some books there. Like you're not reaching up or bending down to look at the uppers and bottoms. You never know what you're going to miss. So then a couple authors I always look for right away is I always look for Elmore Leonard, and I'll always look for Kurt Vonnegut. And then I'll look for a couple other authors. Dashiell Hammett is someone I'll look for, and Dennis Lehane. Lehane, I've owned all of his books, but there's a couple I've given up to people over the years that I kind of want to reread. So I'll look for those two. The first couple of Patrick McKenzie books are the ones I'm looking for his. And then I let someone borrow my Hitchhiker's Guide books years ago, fully expecting not to get them back, but I would always love to reread Hitchhiker's Guide. And I can find the collection of all the books together all the time, but I can never find the individual. So those are some of the things I'll go through and look for those authors and those books first, see if I can find any of them. And then I'll start with fiction, and then I'll go through like horror fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, and the genre stuff. I'll sneak through sports and biography as well. And I like to take my time. So if I'm going quick, I'll just do the authors, but I like to take my time, go through and look at the tops and bottoms of every shelf and see what I can find. One of the other things I do is rules I have. Obviously, I said the books in 3, so I like to do 3 or 6, which when I was living in Pittsburgh really worked because one of the local bookstores, it was buy 2, get third, 50% off. So that usually worked out for me. And I could usually find 3. I'd left that place the 1, 2. I've left that place the 5, but those things will happen. Thankfully, someone who sold books there was a huge Elmore Leonard fan. So I could always find an Elmore Leonard in there. So that was always nice. And he's just one of those authors that I try not to buy new because there's so many of his books out there that you can usually find him used in a store. This trip, I only found one of his, and it was hardcover. And I will, for an author like that, I will go and buy the hardcover. But I decided to pass now because I did find 3 books that looked interesting. But yeah, if I had the time, I'd like to try and find authors I've never read or even heard of, if possible. And that just catch my eye. It's always funny. I have a good friend who maybe one day I'll talk books with him on here, but I've definitely talked with on one of my other feeds. My friends like cool shit, and we talk about music there. But when he started reading and buying his own books, I was working at William Books, and he asked me how you find a book. And I'm like, well, you just kind of grab a cover that looks interesting and kind of go from there. And he was like, no, I was always told you don't judge a book from your cover, by the cover. And it's kind of funny because, yeah, no, that's how you do it, is you kind of just have to know. And you kind of get used to like who has good reviews, and so you're reading the back cover and everything. I mean, book companies spend a lot of money on these covers, so yeah, you can kind of sometimes judge a book by its cover. I've seen some great covers, then the book was kind of disappointing. But so in this trip, I found 3 books, 2 by people I've never heard of, and 1 by a person I didn't realize was writing novels. So we'll dive into that. The first book I found, and it was just kind of caught my eye, was Bear Grylls. And I didn't realize he wrote books, and he's got a lot of nonfiction books, but this is a thriller of his. And I loved Man vs. Wild. I really like Bear Grylls. I think he's just an entertaining personality. So I was like, well, especially because this place is $2 for the paperback. So I was like, even if I'm paying a little bit more than $2 for this paperback, definitely worth giving a shot. So I was excited to pick this up. It reminds me of, I mean, I haven't read it yet. There will be a review of it one day for sure. But it reminded me of when I saw Hugh Laurie wrote The Gun Seller, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of intrigued in that. Just because the person's personality, I'm always interested in reading the book. I know, like, Chris Elliott's Shroud of Thwacker, I think was the title of it. It was okay, but it was very much you could see his personality, and I think Hugh Laurie, you could really see his personality. So I'm very interested in what this Bear Grylls book is going to be and what his personality is going to look like. I have quite a few books to do video reviews of before I even get to this one, so I don't know when I'll read it next either, because I've got a couple books lined up, including one for book club starting next week. So not sure when I'll get to it, when I'll finish it, and when I'll be able to post the review. But if you're interested in that, look out for that. The second book I came across, it was in their mystery section, and it's Flyboy action figure comes with gas mask by Jim Monroe, and no idea anything about him. But the cover caught me. The title alone actually caught me. One of the reviews blurbs on there said it was goofily romantic, goofily comic, and inventive. So I'm interested in this. Like, I've been on a big like mystery thriller action adventure kind of stuff. So really curious about what this is going to be like. So I'm excited for that one. So happy to pick that one. And the last one was, I think maybe the one I was least intrigued by, but couldn't help myself when I saw pick it up. Also, I needed a third book by my rule, especially the first time going to the store and really spending time in it. I compulsively needed to buy a third book. And so I picked up this one. Philip K. Dick is Dead, Alas. And I really enjoy Philip K. Dick. So I haven't read, mostly I've just read the short stories. I think I've read a couple, Do Electric Sheep, or Do Android Dream of Electric Sheep, and Scanner Darkly. So I've read a few Elmore or Philip K. Dick novels, but mostly just I've read some short story collections and have enjoyed those. So I'm curious, just this novel mentioning Philip K. Dick, I was like, well, this could be a good third. Also, as I said, only $2, so definitely worth picking up. And that was it for the book haul. Once again, if you're ever in Colorado Springs looking for a place to find a book, $2 books. It's on North Academy here in Colorado Springs, and had a good collection. Books are a little bit beat up, but you get that at a used store. And I just enjoyed being in there and was happy to be browsing. And so that was my first book haul. Leave comments if you would like more, anything I can do to improve. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my page, I do some other things with some friends. And now that I'm on the mend health-wise, look for some more videos related to that. I do television movie one as well. And then I just like to have conversations with people and chat with my friends and on the stuff they like, because I love to have conversations just about what people like. So I've done a few videos of just having a conversation with people they like and just chatting like that. So yeah, look for more book talk here, and who knows what else will be coming to my Cool Points website. Also, substack.com/Cool Points. I do a weekly pop culture newsletter there. So that's it. Yeah. Once again, please like, subscribe, leave a comment on anything you want to know about. If you've read any of these books, let me know. If you've ever been to $2 books, let me know what you thought. And yeah, until next time, thank you so much.